Philosophers reveal themselves in their philosophy. Philosophy speaks about its author or the person to whom the philosophy belongs to. I've been reading a book named Beyond Good and Evil, and it is by a famous philosopher, Nietzsche. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. So according to Nietzsche, philosophy is an involuntary autobiography of its writer. From that, what he meant was philosophy tells us something about the writer. Philosophy philosophy is shaped by the writer's desire and instincts. For example, if we take an example of Plato, Plato believed that there was an ideal world which was superior to the world we live in. According to him, in this world, everything is unpure. But there exists a superior world or realm. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. There is a superior world where everything exists perfectly and everything is pure. His ideas are obviously flawed. He he doesn't have a solid base to support his ideas. So what his ideas tell about him are it was a coping mechanism for him. He was afraid of death. He was afraid of uncertainty. He didn't know, nor do we, what happens when a person dies. He was desperate to find the answer, and that is what shaped his philosophy, his desires. He wanted safety, he wanted security, and that desire led to the origin of his philosophy. This example that I gave just now was actually given in the book itself. And if we take another example, let's take an example about Aristotle. Aristotle believed Greeks were superior compared to any other humankind. Like Greeks were born to rule, they were superior, and other human or other kinds were just barbarians. He actually called them barbarians and slaves made for work. So, what his philosophy reveals about him, no wonder he is an exceptional person. But when talking about this particular philosophy in which his his declaring Greeks as superior to other humankinds, honestly, it reveals more about him than us. This idea of superiority came from his fear, and by fear, I meant fear of being average. He hated being average, usual. That fear of being average and the inner chase, the inner voice which keeps chasing greatness and superiority led him to come to this idea of creating this system. So the fear of being average led him to creating this idea that Greeks are superior and whatever. Of course, this is just my own perspective. Nietzsche didn't say this. I myself believe that this would be the origin of his thought about Greek superiority. And yes, there exist many countless examples where the philosophers are actually telling their story with their own philosophy rather than being completely neutral and telling the truth or that. They often disguise their own desires as the universal truth, which is often not true. At the end, what I said about Aristotle is my belief, my perspective, just like other philosophers. And the Plato's example was actually given in the book by Nietzsche himself. And I truly believe Nietzsche that philosophy is an involuntary autobiography of the author itself. This is me after I recorded the video and I just realized the example I gave about Plato in the book. Nietzsche only said that Plato is wrong and his idea of the ideal world is wrong. But the reason which I gave, that he feared uncertainty and death, was my own perspective. It was not written in the book itself, and I may not be able to properly express my ideas through words or through direct speaking. At least for now, I will try to write my ideas as well so I can convey them more properly.